First of all, happy to be joined by Dillon Clark. Dillon, how you doing today?
I'm great, Kyle. I was saying a little earlier, it's always good to sit down and talk with you, and I'm excited to get a chance to do it again.
Yeah, same goes. So, Dillon, I know I've said this to you before, but in your first season working for the Spirit, not only do you get to watch the likes of Zane Parekh, Hunter Haight, Michael Misa, but now you're obviously part of a successful Memorial Cup bid. I'm wondering this summer, have you had a chance to just kind of slow down and take it all in, all the excitement in your first year in the OHL?
Yeah, yeah. Fortunately I have gotten a couple chances to slow down a little bit. I've learned it never fully comes to a stop. There's always something going on, or always something that's about to go on that we got to make sure we're all prepared for, and kind of have our eyes on the target there. But I got to go home a couple of times and see my family. I got to go down to Charleston with some of my buddies that I met in South Carolina. That was really good. That was really important, and I got to learn that I still have a long way to go as far as my golf game, but that's all right. It's always something. It's always good to have something to work
I think a lot of us are going through a similar thing this summer on the course. So the Memorial Cup is a 2 week event, which obviously takes a lot of preparation. I've seen some of the photos coming out of the arena being renovated. Could you give me an idea of what other steps are in the preparation process?
yeah, preparation is the biggest word. I mean, the arena itself, the renovations there and the updates are a huge undertaking, and then never mind all the things that go on around it, because aside from the games, or in addition to the games, I think it's better to say you got all the events, all the fan fests, and coordinating alumni and getting them back in here. And it's right now it's a lot of plates that are up in the air, but once the event comes around, I'm really excited to be able to show people what we've been able to put together, or what we will be able to put together, as far as a Memorial Cup experience for everybody. Because I mean, it's a different year. It's a different Memorial Cup because it's in the United States, and first time an American OHL team has had it. So there's a little bit of extra, not pressure, but you want to set the bar high. You want to set it as high as you can, and I think that's what the challenge is, obviously, but that's what part of the excitement is as well. The arena is going to look pretty different. We've got a lot of the upgrades. I mean, a lot of them are going to be up on the suite level, and kind of the media level as well. Kind of improving things up there. I know a lot of the drop ceiling got replaced, and just an overall facelift, that kind of stuff. New locker rooms going in for the visiting teams once they get here, for obviously regular season play, but for the Memorial Cup as well. And we're putting in a new video ribbon to go with our video board that we've got at center ice, and that's a really exciting piece to be able to add to that, because you see more and more buildings around the league these days have something like that, and it just, I mean, it seems like such a simple aspect of it, but in the pregame and the goals and everything, when you got that extra ring of light, and just the ability to put whatever up there, it adds another dimension to the in-game experience, and that's what we're looking to improve.
And lastly, I just wanted to ask you a personal question. So, as we enter your second season, I want you to look back on your first season. Is there a memory that sticks out?
That's a great question. I mean, it's a lot of little ones. Like, it's a lot of really, really small ones and little moments and stuff like that. That it's a collection of them. But if I had to narrow it down to one game, I'd say Game 7 of the first round against Flint. That was the first time I'd ever done a Game 7, and that building lifted off the ground a couple of times that night, and I think I did along with it. It was a lot of fun, and just seeing that many people in one spot, and the feeling afterwards, because obviously I got to go down and kind of facilitate with interviews and the media afterwards. So scramble off the air and run down, and there's just a sea of people outside the dressing room, and everybody's hugging and shaking hands and stuff like that. And I forget who I had to grab. It was either Joey Willis or Matthias Sapovalev, or maybe it was Mitchell Smith, but whoever I had to grab, I went in and got him, and had to lead him through a sea of people out to do a couple of interviews and something like that. So it was that feeling I'll remember for a long time, and obviously hope to have a few more like that before things are all said and done.
That series was incredible. Lastly, I'll just ask you, what are you looking forward to most this season? And you can't say the Memorial Cup.
I can't say the Memorial Cup. No, I honestly, I just want to get going, and I feel like maybe a lot of people feel the same way, but my favorite part of this job is obviously calling games, and I haven't done that in 3-4 months at this point. So we get the preseason as a chance to kind of get back into it. I know we don't really do broadcasts for preseason games, but I'll be up there trying to get some practice in and kind of get the legs back under me. But I can't wait for September 29th in Kitchener. It's funny because that was my first road game last year. We played Kingston at home, and then immediately it was on the bus to go to Kitchener the next day. And I mean, you want to talk about decent buildings to have your first road OHL game, and I was pretty lucky there. So to have the first game of the season in that same building this year, that's exciting, and that's a little special for me, and I'm excited to get back there and just get going again.
Dylan, thanks so much for taking the time today. I imagine we'll be talking plenty this season, so thanks so much.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be sick of me. Good talking to you, Kyle.